I've never read this in public before. This is the death of May, her mother. A cholera epidemic trails through their valley. And it's brought by the Mormons, who I haven't mentioned yet, but the Mormons are their family. Death of May. She's sick in bed and is instructing her daughter. May told Maggie what to drink, what to eat, what to broth, what to mix and with what to keep well stocked, what to put aside for later. She told Maggie, and Maggie listened. While making raspberry twig and leaf tea, while mashing their remaining dry store of blue and elderberries in the stone mortar, while she powdered birth root to boil in buttermilk, while stripping the leaves off fresh mint and cranesbill geranium that May coaxed into growing indoors through winter on the south window sill. Such extreme occasions required extensive measures. Maggie simmered dried, deep woods mushrooms to fight deep poisons. Reishi and hen of the woods used when the fight was for survival. These she simmered double all night and into the next day, adding strong whiskey to the varnished shelf and turkey tails, bottling them in corked brown bottles. She chopped birch twigs into boiling water, the sweet wintergreen scent purifying the air around them. They drank the birch decoction and plastered it warm against their chests and stomachs as defense against to draw the sickness out. Maggie passed out folded paper packets of fennel and dill seeds to chew on to ease their intestines at the first sign of queasiness. Maggie showed Carl where to find secrets, wild ginger, golden seal, ginseng, how to find musky ground, creeping ivy near old charcoal fire pits. Even in the dark, they could tell it from its heavy scent kicked up as they walked through it. Helped her powder the charcoal and pack it into jars, helped her dig up thick, gnarly horseradish roots. Carl single-handedly kept up with horse chores, while Maggie further toiled in the garden, the kitchen, and by the fire. Maggie showed Carl where to find secrets. Oh, it said that already. When Maggie tired, May forced herself from the rocker, stood to light more beeswax candles, and set more water to boil. She mixed potato broth with chunks of salt, Hungarian paprika, cayenne pepper, hot mustard seed. Made them all drink cups of it down, warm, before bed. In the morning, Maggie simmered powdered slippery elm bark, poured it over cut oats, stirred in cinnamon and thick molasses, filling breakfast bowls for anyone who could keep food down, and it stuck. May was next to slip deeper. Maggie watched over her nervously. The possibility that her mother might not survive was a vile irony. They both knew that should she die, only Maggie would remain with all the work of fixing cures and remedies. They burned dried mugwort and sage in every room and fresh cedar in the kitchen, strung and hung braids of garlic and onions, every day peeled and cut some open, their volatile oils killing anything within range. Maggie listened to her mother when she said, "Drink clean water, drink. This sickness shrivels you up, and that's how it takes you. Don't let it shrink you, Maggie. Drink, drink." To be safe, they brought all water to a boil. They made tea that worked like scouring brushes inside them, cleavers, goosegrass, thistles, nettles, tinctured plants that, like poke, that killed, poison with poison. A single berry was enough. "Maggie, you must use care with these. Of the tincture, use 1 drop, 1 drop." May told Maggie so much that she could not remember it all, but she could remember enough. She knew enough to make sumac berry drinks to bind the stomach and bowels, to add honey and rose hips, a dash of vinegar, a pinch of swamp sugar, to chew the sweet flag root to clean her breath, to wash her hands with juniper water. May held her head up for as long as she could to teach Maggie, and Maggie listened. But Maggie sometimes cried as the water boiled and her mother poured herself out. Maggie, me flower, I've been rambling to you since the day you were born about all the discoveries and knowings and wise things they say, and you're the only one who'd ever listened without thinking me strange. In this new world, so near the wilderness, in this here valley, we are the only ones like us. And I think to myself that you're all that really ever mattered on this whole mountain, in this whole world to me. And those that don't listen haven't a mind nor ear for it. And I'm hoping in all my heart, blood, and bones that you have been truly listening, my dear. I've so much left to say, and no time to say it in, and so I ramble it all together, and you must decipher it and remember to gather the seeds. Please remember the seeds, and remember the blood that relates them all to us, and remember what I've told you about different ones being for different times and day of year and time of day and phase of moon, and that no two are alike as are no two people. I just thank the stars that they led me to you and at last sent you here. You're like enough to know what I know without yet knowing you do. Oh, I'm rambling again, Maggie, and we have to get down to this, that I'm dying before you. And don't hush me when I say it. Others will follow me within days, within weeks, and you've got to finish the teas and broths, gather the brandies and tinctures, and keep drinking them to strengthen you after I'm gone. Even when you are long gone from this place, as I know you will be, drink them still, because this dis-ease will linger on and on. It can follow you wherever you go and be reborn in a wave of heat in a warm puddle. Yes, I know you will not stay here in this valley. They will all run, and you will go with them. You will run to higher ground, and I will meet you there, Maggie. I will be with you always, Maggie, my love, whispering winds in your ear, combing branches in your hair, tickling your toes with grasses when you walk into your garden, wherever it may be. I've never been afraid of the things that men do that rule the land as if she were a slave to them, because the mother will sooner or later banish them for always. But I am afraid of this weapon she's using, what's come causing this death. I'm feeling it in myself, so insidious. It sucked the life right from me. For me, it's too late. Your youth has saved you from having to know pain yet in this life. And it seems since your birth till now, the dying has held off. The colts and fillies kept coming, wobbly but strong. And it's been a lovely life, so full of you, without plague, no disasters caving in on us. And I'm afraid you'll be needing to know and learn all of this right now, Maggie, because what I am getting to is that death has come to this house, and you must set us free. And the law you've never heard before is what I need to tell you now. Are you following me, dear? It's what to do when someone dies. When we leave from our bodies and go on to the sky, you must go to the bee house and announce it to the queen. Tell who is doing the leaving, and she will send her workers to the skies, carry the message so that we are properly announced and do not drift aimlessly looking for family. I want you to tell the bees that it's me that's leaving, May Wilder, and tell them to guide me to you, Maggie, to the skies that surround you for the rest of your life in this garden of ours. The bees will tend your gardens beside me. Will you do that for me, my flower? Will you tell the bees when we move on? And Maggie, if a bee lights upon you, if he lights on your shoulder to get a close listen, you'll know that your tomorrows will be filled with good fortune. It is a sign. So don't fear life before you. Don't fear what you don't know yet. There's a wilderness out there, mountains and rivers, prairie flowers, bees, and honey. Oh, there's one more paragraph, I'm sorry.